Skyrim contains an abundance of secrets for you to discover. Today we'll be going over 5 of them, specifically within the region of Whiterun. If you do go on to enjoy this video and maybe want to see me cover some of the other areas of Skyrim, let me know. But for now, sit back and relax, as we explore the hidden secrets of Whiterun. Starting off, we have the floating skeleton, which you can find in the water outside of Dragon's Reach. Now, at first glance, this might not seem too special. It's not like they have any loot on them, apart from a few septums still in their possession. But it's when you ask the question of whose body did this belong to that things get interesting. A lot of people have speculated that the answer is found through reading 2 notes. The first, a letter from Christoph, found in the Blackbriar Manor in Riften. It reads, "After our disagreement a fortnight ago, I feared that business had finally gotten the best of our friendship. Since I still have yet to receive a reply to my last letter, it seems my suspicions are correct. I realize my mistake has cost you a lot, and all I hope to do is make amends. I'll be staying at the Bannered Mare in Whiterun should you wish to speak with me. Regards, Christoph Bartlett." Now, this NPC doesn't exist anywhere in the game apart from this note, which leads me to believe it could belong to him. But what exactly happened to leave him in such a state? Well, if you head into the Bannered Mare and read the second note on this table, I think it's pretty clear what occurred. Christoph, upon reading your last letter, I was deeply touched. You're right, I was angry, but now I realize my anger was misplaced. It's time to leave our disagreements in the past and rekindle our friendship. I'll be sending someone to fetch you and bring you to Riften. I wish to avoid a scene, so he'll be calling at night. Make sure you pack all your belongings securely, as the journey could be rather treacherous. Maven Blackbriar. As we know, Maven is absolutely ruthless in the world of Skyrim, known to have connections with both the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood. So this has led many to believe that the someone who was sent was tasked with taking him out, hence why she wanted them to meet at night and avoid a scene. What do you think? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. Our next secret is related to your soldier, who you can usually find in the marketplace during the day. To start off, we'll need to head to Sleeping Tree Camp. At first, you'll probably notice the uniquely coloured lake with a tinted tree sat in the middle of the water. Also, there's this effect coming off it made up of the same purple hue. You're unable to interact with the water itself, so why is it there? Well, if you get closer to the tree, you can find a sap spigot, which, upon interacting with it, will provide you with 1 sleeping tree sap, hence the name of the location. This can be done once every 3 in-game days. The sap is turned into a sort of potion, which increases your health by 100 points for 45 seconds upon drinking it, which is good enough by itself, right? Well, if your inventory is weighed down by a mass of health potions already, then the sap can serve a different purpose. As well as the mysteriously glowing lake, you can additionally find an unmarked cave. Inside, you'll be greeted by a giant, which makes for a not so pleasant arena to fight in. But once you've taken them out and had a look around, you can find an orc lying dead on the ground named Ulag. If you loot his body, you can find a note from Ysolda herself. It reads, "Don't try to stiff me on this deal, Ulag. I can talk the Khajiit caravans into a better price than you'd be able to, and the guards are still looking for you after that little skooma incident. Just bring the sap to my stall in Whiterun like we discussed." So it's revealed that Ysolda is partaking in some not so legal activities. But that's never stopped the Dragonborn before, so with the note in hand, make your way back to Ysolda and confront her about her little secret. As a result, you can actually sell her any sleeping tree sap you have on you, and for an increased price at that. The default value of the sap is 100, and only goes for 32 when offering it to a Khajiit trader. But when you sell it to Ysolda, you'll receive 150 gold for each, making it a great way to earn some extra septums on the side. The next secret is a bit of a simpler one. To find this one, you'll need to head to Bleak Wind Basin, which is another giant camp. Just head a little northeast until you come across this small body of water. There, reaching out, is a skeletal hand holding a sword. Now, this sword will be leveled, meaning that it will be better or worse depending on your character's current level. In my case, I was met with an orcish sword. If you didn't know already, this is a reference to the sword Excalibur, which was supposedly used by King Arthur and given by the Lady of the Lake, who reached out of the water in a similar fashion. Not too much else to say about this one, just a nice little detail that can be easily missed on the outskirts of the city. Following on, we have Winteron Mana, and just the whole conspiracy behind Nazim and his partner Arlem. If you've talked to her, you might have noticed her dialogue tends to sway towards her significant other.
Looking for my husband Nazim? Check the Jarl's backside. That's usually where he stuffs himself these days.
This can even be seen with interactions between other NPCs, most notably Danica Purespring, found at the Temple of Kinnereth in Whiterun.
Something wrong, Alam?
Huh? Oh, well. To be honest, I was thinking of Nazim. The gap between us seems to be widening. He's just so self-absorbed.
Arlem also seems to spend most of her time here healing the wounded, along with another, Acolyte Jensen, who we'll be going back to in a second. Now, if you've ever taken a peek inside either Nazim or Arlem's pockets, you'll notice that both have a key to Winteron Mana, which seems normal at first, right? Well, for starters, this house doesn't appear anywhere in the game, despite them having the key. However, we can take a look at their residence thanks to the cutting room floor mod, so we can presume both were supposed to live here. Now, moving back to Jensen, what's interesting is that he also has a key to Winteron Mana, even though he has no connection to the place whatsoever. Well, many players have suspected that Arlem, being unhappy with her current relationship, is actually cheating on Nazim with her so-called co-worker, hence why he has a set of keys on him. Obviously, this could just be a huge coincidence, or a mistake on Bethesda's part, but it's definitely a very real theory, and one that I think is quite interesting to discover. Finally, we have the OD Vingard. Once you make it far enough into the main story and attempt to capture the dragon Odahviing in Dragon's Reach, there is a scripted event where this poor guard is swooped up and gets absolutely sent. Most players would likely overlook this, but if you go to the back of Dragon's Reach after completing the quest, you can actually find the guard's body in a bit of a bloody mess. Sadly, they don't have anything special on their inventory, but I think it's cool to see they actually went through the effort of implementing this into the game, even though this can be easily missed if you don't go actively searching for it. So there we have it. 5 hidden secrets of Whiterun you might have missed in Skyrim. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.